We've all seen it happening, but I never thought it would go this far. I'm your host, PH, and you're listening to 1983. Obviously, you've seen the title of this episode, so let's get right into it. Your children are being indoctrinated to be a politically correct leftist. My generation didn't do us any good, but can you imagine a few hundred little snowflake Karens being pushed out by your local school every year? First of all, I don't think everyone has to agree on the same ideals. But I also don't think you can choose one side or the other to teach in public schools. We have to stay somewhere in the middle in order for our children to become adults that can think for themselves and make choices based on analysis and critical thinking. Let's talk about political correctness for a second. We were all taught from a young age that lying is bad. Even white lies hurt people. So why are we teaching our children to lie about people's gender, race, religion, or sexual orientation? I'm not even sorry to say, boys are boys, girls are girls, and if you think otherwise, there's more than likely a problem with your mental health. Biology doesn't change because of opinion, and giving children hormone therapy because of a decision they made before they can even legally drive a car is abuse. Some of those parents will allow them to make life-altering decisions about what gender they think they are, but they wouldn't let them eat a potato chip or drink anything with sugar in it. Tell me how ass backwards that is. Critical race theory is another way that your children are being brainwashed. It's literally a knee-jerk reaction from the left to make up for crimes of people that are long dead now. Protecting people who never asked for it from a boogie monster that doesn't systematically exist anymore. If anything, it's hurting non-white races in the same way that reservations and government money has been hurting Indians for decades. If you use a brace for a limb that isn't hurt, that limb will slowly become more and more weak until it depends on the brace to be fully functional. There's a very good article from heritage.org, the link is in the description, that covers all the topics your kids may be learning in school. Please read it, because if only 5% of it is true, your children are in real danger. Think long and hard about this conspiracy. I personally can see through it because I worked in the world's biggest propaganda machine in the US Army. I was in psychological operations. I helped create and spread misinformation throughout the world. And not necessarily misinformation, but a lot of it was to try and convince the people that we were in the country of that we weren't bad people. And that's not necessarily true for everyone in the military. Not everyone has the same ideas. Not everyone follows the same rules. But the blanket statement that we put out was America's bad, and America is good, and for example, the Taliban is bad. I have different ideas about what happened in Afghanistan, and I can't fully blame the Taliban for being angry about someone being in their country. I would feel the same way if someone had invaded mine and was trying to push ideas on me. But we were trying to win the hearts and minds of the people so that they would help us instead of the other force. We'll get into that later. We'll talk about the war in Iraq and Afghanistan and why I really think we were there. But somehow people can't see what's going on. Get more involved in your children's curriculum. Pay more attention to the crap your children are being fed, and help right the ship. Otherwise, we may end up with a mindless, spoiled, me-first children zombie army doing the bidding of the socialist left. Thank you for listening to Day 11 of the 12 Days of Conspiracy. If you liked the episode, share it with your friends and family. The next episode is going to be a big one. Stay tuned, God bless, and do something for someone less fortunate.